What if the greatest obstacle to your success isn't external but internal? In today's world, ego has become a pervasive challenge, impacting many lives. But what exactly is ego? Some see it as pride or arrogance, while others understand it as an inflated sense of self, the ever-present I, that often takes control. Do you feel that your ego might be standing in the way of your goals? Do you struggle to bounce back after setbacks, or find that life sometimes feels out of control? If so, Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday is the perfect guide for you. This book is designed to help you recognize and manage your ego, which can often be your biggest adversary. Through practical advice and real-life stories, you'll learn techniques to keep your ego in check by practicing self-reflection and humility. This journey isn't just about overcoming ego. It's about embracing a mindset that values growth over self-importance. You're not alone in facing these challenges. Ego is a natural part of human experience, but learning to manage it is crucial because unchecked, it has the potential to lead us toward failure. Your success is in your hands. Don't let ego be the thing that holds you back. This book offers valuable insights and tools to help you control your ego, creating a path toward meaningful growth and resilience. So, let's dive into the core lessons from Ego is the Enemy and discover how to overcome ego to unlock your true potential. At the start of any new journey, we're often excited yet a bit apprehensive. To soothe this unease, we tend to seek comfort and reassurance externally, rather than looking within. We crave attention and recognition, yet it's often easier to talk about our plans than to act on them. We mistakenly equate silence with weakness and feel the need to display our strength through words. However, silence is a powerful quality mastered by only a few. Excessive talk weakens our resolve and detracts from the actions needed to fulfill our goals. Silence, on the other hand, reflects self-confidence and inner strength. Psychologically, the more we talk about our goals, the less likely we are to complete them, as talking can create an illusion of achievement, reducing our drive to take real action. This is why it's essential to control our impulse to talk and avoid getting caught in the trap of idle chatter. Silence can bring out our best performance by keeping us focused on the task at hand. Let's explore this through the story of activist Upton Sinclair. In 1934, Sinclair ran for governor of California. During his campaign, he published a short book titled Governor of California and How I Ended Poverty. In this book, he wrote in the past tense, as if he had already been elected and successfully implemented his policies to end poverty. Sinclair believed he had a unique ability to connect with the public, but he didn't anticipate that this idea would backfire. By revealing his strategies, he inadvertently gave his opponents an advantage. Worse, he began to lose interest in the campaign itself, as the book had created a sense of premature achievement in his mind. Although his book sold millions of copies, Sinclair's campaign ended in failure. He lost the election by 250,000 votes. He had effectively talked himself out of his own goal. His book had created a mental illusion that he had already achieved what he set out to do, yet he hadn't become governor or taken any concrete action. Caught in a web of his own words, Sinclair's efforts collapsed, showing the world how crucial it is to keep words in check to truly accomplish anything. If you want to succeed in your work, you need to avoid excessive talk and work in quiet focus. Speaking about your plans can trick your mind into believing you've already achieved them, ultimately hindering you from taking real action. Now let's talk about staying true to yourself. No matter what happens, strive to stay true to who you are, authentic and free from pretense. When you move forward without ego, genuine in your actions and intentions, there are no limits to what you can achieve. A person who is honest with themselves will never be fake with others. When you decide to pursue something, don't do it for fame or to build a name for yourself. Instead, let your motivation be the desire to contribute meaningfully to the lives of others. Stay true to yourself and your values, and focus on adding real value to the world. Take, for instance, one of the most influential figures in modern warfare, John Boyd. Boyd was a brilliant fighter pilot known for his ability to defeat opponents in under 40 seconds. Despite his extraordinary skills, he was never promoted beyond the rank of colonel. Boyd served as a lead instructor at Nellis Air Force Base and was deeply involved in the development of F-15 and F-16 fighter jets, projects that were very close to his heart. His goal was not personal recognition, but to serve his country as an advisor and make a difference in its defense. Boyd often provided invaluable advice to the Secretary of Defense in private meetings, but never sought credit for his contributions. He didn't publish a book about his accomplishments, nor was any military base named after him. Boyd wanted to work diligently and honestly without seeking attention or praise. He believed that his work's impact on his country was more important than any personal rank or accolades. This story illustrates that promotions and recognition do not always equate to true value. Your purpose in life should be bigger than yourself. When you act with selflessness, aiming to uplift others, extraordinary success often follows. Now let's focus on the importance of being a student in life. The primary role of a student is to learn, to grow. Embrace the mindset of a lifelong student, constantly seeking out new knowledge, especially in areas where you feel uncertain or uninformed. This approach broadens your understanding across all aspects of life and keeps you adaptable. Often, when we achieve a certain level of success, we become complacent, thinking we already know everything we need to know. However, this mindset can quickly lead to a decline. True growth comes from actively seeking feedback from teachers and mentors without complaining about how strict or challenging the learning process might be. Recognizing the importance of feedback and the humility it requires gives a student the strength to truly progress. One such example is Kirk Hammet, the lead guitarist of Metallica. Despite his years of playing guitar, he remained humble and grounded, recognizing that he still had much to learn. At 20 years old, he was chosen as the lead guitarist for the band, and soon after began searching for a teacher to improve his skills. He found an exceptional teacher, Joe Satriani, whose music style was different from his own. Kirk intentionally chose Joe as his mentor to learn something completely new. Joe quickly identified Kirk's weaknesses and helped him address them. Kirk was like a sponge, absorbing everything Joe taught him. For 2 years, he accepted every piece of feedback positively and continuously worked on his skills. As a result, Kirk eventually gained a reputation as a great guitarist. His success came not because he clung to fame, but because he embraced the mindset of a student. Kirk's journey reminds us that to improve and achieve greatness, we must keep learning with humility. True greatness doesn't come from believing that fame means you know everything. It comes from acknowledging that others may have valuable insights and wisdom to offer. The danger of early pride is real. Pride can block the path to your goals, and believing that you are better than everyone else can be your downfall. Take Benjamin Franklin as an example. When he returned to Boston at the age of 18, after spending 7 months away, he proudly flaunted his newfound wealth and success. He met Cotton Mather, a respected figure, and while talking, he didn't notice a low ceiling beam ahead of him. He struck his head hard. Mather commented, "Your head has become so high that it was bound to get hit." This incident struck Franklin deeply, and he realized how his ego had been taking control. He began to confront his pride, recognizing how it was turning him into someone he didn't want to be. This lesson applies to all of us. When pride starts to take hold, life often finds a way to bring us back down. Ego breathes arrogance and distances us from humility. Keep your ego in check and strive to live with humility. This approach will keep you grounded and help you navigate life's challenges with grace. When you give your best effort, success is bound to follow. But beware of building imaginary stories in your mind about how things will unfold. These mental stories can feed your ego, leading you to pride before you've even accomplished anything. Consider the story of Bill Walsh, a renowned football coach who turned one of the worst teams into Super Bowl champions in just 3 years. Despite the media's praise, Walsh ignored it, knowing it could lead to arrogance. His players, however, became overconfident, and this arrogance led to their downfall, showing the dangers of early pride. Stay grounded, focus on your efforts, and let success speak for itself. What's important to you? To achieve real success, it's essential to understand what truly matters to you. Yet human nature often leads us to be dissatisfied with what we have, constantly chasing what others possess. Ulysses S. Grant's story highlights this trap. After the Civil War, Grant, who had little interest in politics, became president, but his ego and desire to compete with wealthy businessmen led him down a path that ended in bankruptcy and ruin. His story serves as a reminder to stay focused on what truly matters and avoid letting ego distract you. Failure is inevitable, but when you face setbacks, don't let them hold you back. Use every moment to learn and grow. Malcolm X's story is a powerful example of this. After being imprisoned, he transformed his life by immersing himself in books, choosing to use his time in prison to grow, not dwell on his failures. Failure is not something to be ashamed of. It's an opportunity to learn and grow. Don't let your ego prevent you from rising above it. Each time you stumble, find the courage to rise again. This lesson is reinforced by John DeLorean's story, where his ego led to a tragic downfall. He made decisions driven by his ego, turning a difficult situation into a catastrophe. True greatness lies in the effort and dedication we put into our actions, not in the recognition we receive. Belisarius, one of history's greatest military generals, exemplifies this. Even when his achievements were tarnished, he remained true to his principles and continued to serve with integrity. In conclusion, we've learned that talking too much about your plans before achieving them can reduce your chances of success. Stay humble, grounded, and always be a student of life. Don't let imaginary stories of success cloud your judgment. Focus on your efforts, not on the praise or recognition you may receive. And remember, failure isn't something to be ashamed of. It's an opportunity to learn and grow. Keep your ego in check, and with humility, resilience, and a dedication to lifelong learning, you can overcome obstacles and achieve true success. Thank you for listening to this audiobook summary of Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. I hope it provided valuable insights on overcoming ego and achieving success through humility and resilience. Stay tuned for more content from Book Summary Lessons for inspiring book summaries and life-changing lessons. Until next time, keep learning and growing.